engineer has received our all clear and we will be pulling out of the depot at any moment. As we get ready to depart, let me remind you of a couple of the safety rules you will need to know for our trip today. Please remember to remain seated at all times. This does include small children, as they are not permitted to stand on your lap, on the seat, or on the floor. If you have small children in your group, please have them sit in the center portion of your seat with an adult on the outside edges. Also, remember to keep all body parts inside the car at all times, and the use of tobacco products is not permitted during our trip. Thank you.
All right, now that we're moving you folks on the back part of the train, wave goodbye to our depot master, Zach. Tell Zach we'll see him in a day or two. A week at the most, but we've never been gone longer than a week. All right, this should be about 20-25 minutes. Here at Dollywood, we're known as the friendliest place in the Smokies, so let's all get a hand in the air and start waving. On the count of 3, let's let out a big howdy. 1, 2, 3, howdy! Hey, that sounded good. Now you keep on waving and being friendly to everybody. Now I'll tell you about this rolling piece of history we're riding behind. Over on your right is Dollywood's old-fashioned grist mill. It's one of the few operating grist mills left today. That's where every day they fresh bake that world-famous cinnamon bread. And I'll tell you, there is nothing better. May 1938, Baldwin Locomotive Works in Eddystone, Pennsylvania built a narrow-gauge Mikado-style engine 70. It weighs about 230,000 pounds and it's a genuine coal-fired, steam-driven Type 282 locomotive. That 282 simply means there's 2 wheels on the front, 2 on the back, and 8 large drive wheels in the middle. After Engine 70 was completed, it was shipped to Skagway, Alaska, and it worked on the White Pass and Yukon Railroad. December the 7th, 1941 came the attack of Pearl Harbor and the United States' involvement in World War II. It was determined that a military highway was needed to protect Alaska. So in 1942, the United States Army took over the White Pass and Yukon Railroad of Skagway, Alaska, and used it to move the material and personnel needed to build the Alcan Military Highway. Over 280,000 tons of material supplies along with troops and personnel travel behind this engine and many engines like her, up to 34 trains a day, all in support of road construction. In only 9 months, what had seemed impossible became possible as the Alcan Military Highway was completed. I bet you did realize you're right behind a true veteran of World War II. Here at Dollywood, we're proud of all our veterans from all branches of the military, and our hopes and prayers are with those on active duty today.
Yes, they are.
After World War II was over, Engine 70 remained in Skagway, Alaska until her retirement. But in 1977, she was sold to an East Tennessee theme park named Silver Dollar City, Tennessee. And that is where she eventually became known as Cinderella. Hey, look up to the engine, wave to our engineer. That's DJ up there today. Cinderella's been here since 1977 when it was Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, until present day Dollywood, where she continues her tradition of hard work. Now let's all sit back, relax, and listen to the engine as she makes her way up the mountain.
Can't get anything.
You can get it on the way back. Oh, you can? Okay. That is gorgeous.
Yep, that's where we were.
You ever see such a thing?
What? Well, I've seen a little wooden coaster like that. Pumpkin tree.
Come this way. Right. No, come this way. Come this way, look around.
Yeah, I just gotta figure out where it's at.
Yeah. That's for the roller coasters.
There's another roller coaster over there in the woods.
We never been here. Oh, okay. They have the Dollywood app. Oh, really? Like an interactive Dollywood? Let's see if I can do this.
The Cherokee Indians called these mountains the place of the blue smoke. The Smoky Mountains are the natural habitat for more flowering plants and trees than anywhere else in the United States. Even in the air, you can hear the music of over 200 species of birds. The Smokies are a never-ending song. They change with each season and with each pair of eyes.
Here you get the train.
Here at Dollywood, we're real proud of Cinderella. Sometimes we let her show off a little bit. What do you say, folks? Would you like to hear the engineer play a tune on that Baldwin locomotive whistle?
Yeah.
All right, on the count of three, let y'all blow the whistle. 1, 2, 3. Blow the whistle! Wow, what'd you think about that? How about a big round of applause for engineer DJ and Cinderella? Hey, there's DJ and Cinderella saying no problem. Now, if you look off to your left, you can see parts of the Great Smoky Mountains. And you can tell why they're called that. They look like that most of the time. The Smokies were established as a national park in 1934. The Smoky Mountains has free admission, and it is the most visited national park in the United States, with 11.5 million visitors last year. At the dawn of the 20th century, there was over 1,200 farms in these mountains. Each one had the main house that the family lived in. It was kind of like this one on your left. They had a wood shed, a chicken coop where they gathered their eggs, a smokehouse where they hung and cured their meat, and a spring house that kept things like the milk and the butter cool. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They had one other little house back then. It was called the outhouse. And kids, if you don't know what the outhouse was used for, I'm going to let you ask your parents about that. Or you might have to ask your grandparents. Now coming up on your left, soaring 21 stories above the floor of the Great Smoky Mountains, is the Wild Eagle. You'll drop 13 stories as you fly up to speeds of 63 miles an hour. It has a 110-foot giant loop. It might be the most exciting 2 minutes and 22 seconds of your life. How many people rode the Wild Eagle? Oh, we got a few. How many people are big chickens to ride the Wild Eagle? Oh, we got a few more. Chickens win again. You can go in the merchandise shop. There's big yellow t-shirts that says, "I'm a chicken." Now it's time for some train music. Wow, what do you think about that? How about a big round of applause for engineer DJ and Cinderella?